All right, Cavs! Yeah! Hey, trick or treat on this one, baby. Yeah! Little Addams Family theme on that. Yeah, I like it. Did you watch Wednesday? It's a great show.
Great show.
Wednesday's a great show.
Too bad it takes 900 years for season 2 to come out.
Well, welcome to streaming life now. It's going to take forever. I'm waiting on Stranger Things. How long have I been waiting on that? Where are we at? Happy Halloween to all. I don't know if it was quite the trick or the treat last night for LeBron James and crew. Cavs just iced that on out. That game was over in the first quarter. They got a nice, easy win and maybe sent that little message to one LeBron James. We'll talk about Bronny. I thought that honestly was the coolest part of last night. The fact that the Cavs fans, Cleveland, they cheered like it was a home game for him. They were cheering for him to get into the game. He got the bucket. That was so awesome. Plenty to break down from the Cavs. Got a couple interesting things from ESPN. Chris Herring. Why are the Cavs so dangerous under Kenny Atkinson? We'll get to that. Sam Amico, 9:30 to talk everything Cavs. We got a special announcement with one Sam Amico that we'll get to at 9:30 as well. Got plenty of Browns as well. Jameis named the starter for the rest of the season, as he should be. And we'll get ready to go for the Chargers coming up this weekend. Get to our Thursday night football plays tonight. We got the bracket. I clicked on the wrong one. All right. I clicked on the tweet to try to retweet it, and I didn't vote for Twix. So I need somebody out there to go vote for Twix for me in Group 4. We'll get to the bracket. We got time up. We'll dive into the morning update. We'll see what the grid brings today as well on a very happy Halloween. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. Twitter, Instagram at Big Play. You can always check us out on Twitter. That link thing, it's finally working, I guess. We're at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. You can watch the show there as well. And, of course, the brand new Big Play app. Did not see that coming from the Wine and Gold last night. What did I say yesterday? Did I not be like, I don't really know if I like that 5-point spread. I don't think the Lakers were within 5 beyond the first 10 minutes of that game. Cavs get the 134-110 win. And last night, is that not kind of the fear for the Lakers when it's not LeBron and AD? LeBron got out to an all right start, finished with 26. When you don't have LeBron and AD doing it, who else do they have? Like, Hachimura had a bad game. D'Angelo Russell, is he good? I know he's a high draft pick. I guess that carries with you, but the Lakers don't have much else going on.
No, they don't.
And you flip it over for the Cavs, who had borderline everything cooking for them. Donovan off to an all right start. Garland with a little bit of a slow. And Mobley just exploded in that second half. He was in foul trouble. And I understand the idea that a lot of his points came in garbage time, or was after the game was kind of out of hand at that point. You got a few of those moments where you felt like the Lakers were trying to get back into that game, and they just couldn't. Cavs iced it on out. And again, I take what you want about the Lakers, if they're really that good or not. They're on a 2-game losing streak now, whatever. But I just saw a Cavs team dominate. And I look at how they've started this season out. Couple cakewalk games, fine. You had a big test against the Knicks, which you came back from double digits on the road and got a win there. And you welcomed, I don't want to say it last time, it was an emotional game, but you knew what was all hyped around that. And I felt a Cavs team come out and say, we're not losing this basketball game. We're not going to lose this game. And that's no disrespect to LeBron or anything, but you could get a team that felt the vibes of it. And that's what made, I think, the Bronny basket the perfect scenario. We killed him. That game was over. So the chanting for Bron, you weren't going to get that if it was a close game, right? And I know LeBron doesn't like to lose, but I'm sure he's kind of sitting there saying, well, if we had to lose, that's kind of perfect on how that played out. And he got his first bucket. It was perfect. Everything led up to an amazing night last night in Cleveland, and you just got a nice, easy win. Dude, this team I'm starting to believe. I'm really starting to believe.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Belief can be a dangerous thing, both good and bad. But I just saw a team like, again, Jared Allen. You had 3 guys score 20 points last night. 3. That's all you needed. Dean, I told you. I knew it. 2 for Dean. I just wanted 1. And our parlay missed because of it. I blame the betting outlet. I don't want to say who. Because I love betting on that app. And I'm going to keep doing it. But our parlay was perfect. LeBron, easy 20.
Is it the app that you frequent Call of Duty bets on?
It's the only one I can bet Call of Duty on.
Okay.
It's the only one.
And I know which one.
You know which one. It's the only, I don't know. Here's a great question. How many sports books do you bet on? Like,
honestly, just one.
Same here. Like, I have signed up for all the other ones, used up my, like, bonus credits, but, well, I'll say it. Bet 365. That's where I bet. That's what I do. That's where the money is in my account because I can bet on Call of Duty, which starts a couple of months. We'll get there in a little bit. So, yeah, that's where I bet. They wouldn't give me Dean Wade. For those who missed the show yesterday, we had a parlay. All I wanted, I felt it. I said Dean Wade's going to hit a 3. I knew he was going to, but I couldn't place a bet on him to hit a 3 for some ungodly reason. So we subbed in Evan Mobley. He didn't even take a 3 last night. He was dominant in other ways, but that's all right. Miss is a miss. It's all good for a Cavs win. I want to head over to ESPN because, like, you know, we sit here and say, okay, the Cavs are 5-0. We ran this team on back. Is it as much to say, and this is one of my first questions to Sam Amico coming up at 9:30, is it as easy to just say, this is all Kenny Atkinson, right? I stopped myself on that before I read Chris Herring's article this morning about the Cavs start. This is a great question. Is the Cavs 5-0 start more about Kenny Atkinson or their health?
Oh, easily Kenny Atkinson.
You think so?
100%.
Okay. Maybe put that out this morning. I'm at Fontana Show. I'm interested because I understand that there's a big shift, and Kenny Atkinson has brought some things, some pace. He wants his guys shooting, all that kind of stuff. But I see a healthy Jared Allen. I see a healthy Darius Garland. And for me, it was so hard, especially with how last season ended. I almost couldn't go back to the times where I remembered when those guys were healthy. It was hard. That's on me. That's on nobody else but me. That's hard for me to do. But, like, I couldn't put myself back to remember Darius Garland is really good and Jared Allen is really good because I was missing those guys due to injuries. Now they're back out there. And again, I know Garland didn't, he had a fine game. Everybody had a great game. But, like, last night you won that game in part because Donovan Mitchell. You won that game in part, again, because of Jared. The guy had a double-double in the second quarter. Like, midway through the second quarter, he had already recorded a double-double. I needed this kind of stuff to remind me about that's what these guys can be when they're healthy. I needed that. I was missing that. So if you ask yourself, when we're off to the start here, who is it? Is it Kenny Atkinson? Is it the help? We'll see. So Chris Herring talked about this morning on ESPN. And he writes, why the 5-0 Cavs look so dangerous.
I like that word choice,
dangerous. Yeah. And he says, under Kenny Atkinson, he writes, when the Cavs entered the visiting locker room for halftime at Madison Square Garden on Monday, they already had a sense of what they needed to fix. But in that case, they didn't. Kenny Atkinson made sure to drive home the point. Cleveland's new coach showed his team a possession from the first quarter when the Knicks missed 3 consecutive threes, but grabbed every offensive rebound, eventually leading to a Mikal Bridges layup. New York had 11 offensive rebounds in that first half alone. And Atkinson felt the film said enough on its own. So much that he stormed out of the locker room after he showed them that clip. So I'm going to try to put myself in the visiting locker room at Madison Square Garden at some time Monday night. Okay? You were down. They had 11 first half offensive rebounds, and he shows a clip where they got 3 threes, got every board, and left. He shows that clip and storms out of the room.
And then doesn't it say after that they only had 3 offensive rebounds?
Then they got after that, yes.
Oh.
Darius Garland. That was the first time he got really angry with us, so we knew it was real. Cleveland's still getting used to Atkinson's style, but the 5-0 Cavs for the first time since 2016 like what they're getting from him and vice versa. Case in point, through their first 5 games, the Cavs have outscored their opponents by 11 points per 100 possessions when Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are on the floor. That's a recipe for success. Now, I know injuries can always crop up and they're not playing 48 minutes, but still. Evan Mobley's development, he writes, the freedom involves big man Evan Mobley in a number of different ways. Far from using more inverted pick and rolls, which Garland and Mitchell are setting up screens for Mobley, and allowing the former Rookie of the Year runner-up to bring the ball up the court to start more transition opportunities. After having 52 pick-and-roll possessions as a ball handler all of last season, Mobley is already at 26 through the first 4 games. So they're putting the ball in his hand a little bit more and allowing that to start the offense. Atkinson said that was 70% of his job interview is what are we going to do with Evan Mobley, right? Sitting down, talking with, I'm going to say Chris Antonetti. That'd be interesting. Sitting down and talking to Kobe Altman, interviewing for the job. What are you going to do with Evan Mobley? 70% of his interview was talking about that. And again, I think the answer coming from Chris Herring is exactly that. The question of what is the biggest key to this start, it's clearly Kenny Atkinson. And I understand that. Like, I get that was your change. That was, and arguably one of the biggest changes you can make outside of getting rid of players. It is the biggest thing you could do. But it's a different style now. It's obviously a little bit of a different coaching parameters. And if he's going to, break a foot off in their rear end when they need it, okay, great. But I just thought about that 5 games in, this team looks a lot different. Now, you could say, Matt, pump the brakes. It's Halloween. We got a lot of basketball to go. Yes, that's fine. And this is early. And teams eventually will do what? They're going to start defending differently. They're going to start saying they are letting Evan Mobley bring it up the court. They are running more of these inverted pick and rolls. We'll start doing that. Well, then I'm going to open things back up for maybe Donovan Mitchell or maybe Darius Garland. I feel like that's the other part of this, too, of a good team. There's some nights like Darius Garland, 5 out of 14 last night. That's not great. 30, almost, a little over 30%, 33%, right? That's not good. Didn't need him. Donovan Mitchell, 50% from the floor. Jared Allen, 20 and 17. And I know Evan Mobley got a lot of those points in the second half, but he was dominant with 25. Every single one of your guys finished with a plus. Well, sorry, except for Ty Jerome. Finished with a plus minus. That's winning basketball, man. You got some contributions from the bench. Karras, 16. Let's go.
Yeah.
This team is off to a rocket start. And I will continue to say this as well. You're 5-0. That's great. If you told me 55 wins or 57 or however many wins you thought it was going to be a top 3 seed or top 2 seed or whatever you want to do, well, you're off that start. You can click those off as you get rolling. And it's also the excitement that I have for Kenny Atkinson. It's almost like, you're playing fine right now. What's act 2 of that? Like, I'm excited. They're going to change some things. What else can the Cavs change as they start to go forward with this? And again, I see these guys playing a brand of basketball that they seem to enjoy. There's a flow to it. It's so awesome, man. Last night was so much fun. It was so great to see. You think
Do we have power rankings yet for the NBA?
They usually come out on
Probably this weekend.
No, they usually do. Depends what outlet. I feel like ESPN normally does them on a Wednesday or something like that. Oh, yesterday. Power rankings. You want that?
Yeah, I mean.
Now it's from yesterday before, we beat the Lakers. But take it for what it is. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1.
Thunder.
No.
Boston.
Number 2,
Thunder.
Number 3,
So this is before yesterday's game.
before yesterday's game.
Lakers.
No.
Cavs?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they're probably 2, huh?
They got to be. They said, and also every one of the teams, they did a newcomer, and they wrote about Ty Jerome. And Dave McMahon, right, he's technically not a newcomer, okay? He came summer of 23. He was out all of last year with that ankle injury. Do people know Ty Jerome was a first-round pick?
Did not know that.
He was a first-round pick. First off, he's 27, right? So it's like he is a newcomer because obviously he's a newcomer to our team, but he got drafted 24th overall in 2019 by the 76ers. He actually never even played for the 76ers. Played a little with the Suns, was in the G League, Thunder, G League, Warriors, and now he's made his way to the Cavs. And we talked about Ty Jerome in the preseason, as I thought that was a really important role of the backup point guard, and he's got to fill in. So Dave writes, he's here as a newcomer, but he's not really. Mentioned all the time that he missed, and he's part of Kenny Atkinson's rotation now and is playing that role. So we were 3 yesterday. The Mavericks were right behind us, then the Timberwolves and the Lakers. As it sits right now, and I don't know if Oklahoma City played last night, there's only 3 undefeated teams in basketball right now. Oh, they did, and they won. Okay. So they're 4-0. We are 5-0. And the Celtics are still 4-0 because they play. Oh no, they lost. They're 4-1. The Pacers beat them.
Yeah, dude.
In overtime.
Tatum hit a game-tying 3 with like 6 seconds left, and Tyree. I gotta get this off my chest.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is It's because it's like this new era of basketball. I mean, this is why it is. But have you
sound
noticed?
Like you're going down a path to get off my lawn. I'm interested. Go ahead.
It's not even necessarily that. It's just. I can't tell you nowadays how often you see their star player, whether it's, in this case, it was Tyrese, X team, their X star player, has the ball, the clock's winding down, they have a chance at a game-winning shot, the game's tied, and they just dribble around and chuck up a 3.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the damn rack.
I don't know what to tell you.
A covered 3 step back. I've never seen anything like it.
Because they want on the highlight reel. A layup is not cool. A game-winning 3 is cool. I get it.
Never used to be like that, Matt.
Yeah, that.
But now you have
crossed the threshold over to get off my lawn.
Now you have middle schoolers.
When you say that, when you go,
like
yeah, it didn't used to ever be that way.
It didn't.
84-year-old Ryan over there.
It didn't used to be like that.
It used to be that way.
It used to be hit Tim Duncan in the post. He'll shoot an elbow banker. Game over.
Yeah, but if you're the Pacers, who else are you giving that ball to? Pascal Siakam?
I don't care that it's Tyrese. I understand him having the ball in the last moments of the game. He's your quote-unquote best player. But
is he, though?
That's why I said quote-unquote.
Really?
I
mean, that's like, not to concern ourselves with around the league or anything like that. I think Tyrese Halliburton's a little overrated.
But that's my point. It's like, go to the rack.
Give it to Pascal Siakam.
And
that should have been what they did.
Yeah. Because he hit the game-winning 3 in overtime, too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so we're one of 2 undefeated teams left. Here we are for the Cavs. I also think about last night. I wanted to talk about Bronny because I thought that was a special moment. I thought it was. And okay. That wasn't cool. He's only on the floor because of his dad. A Nepo kid that doesn't deserve to be on the court. He's only there because of his dad. These 2 people, go to hell. Go to hell. All right? Shut up. They didn't put him in there in the first quarter. It was a blowout. I'm assuming these people in my Twitter inbox are Cavs fans. You smoked them. Let the kid get his points. Seriously, he is 20 years old. The only chance he's there because of his dad. He wouldn't even been drafted. Shut the up. Shut up. All right?
Can I interject?
Go ahead.
I agree that it's well-deserved, and listen, like, it's a very special moment. It was awesome to see. And I would never come out and ruin a moment like that. But they're not wrong. But that being said, I know, Matt, and I agree with you. I just wanted that said. They're not wrong, but I agree with you. It doesn't need to be said. It's clearly a special moment. LeBron deserves it. It was awesome to see.
Dude, and that's like, what other people fail to realize in this? He had an impossible ladder to climb His dad is the greatest basketball player of all time. All right? He got a Division I scholarship. And even if he wasn't going to get drafted, he'd still be playing professional basketball somewhere. And there were reports that teams were actually thinking about drafting him if the Lakers passed on him. I have no time for that. To crap on a moment like that, in a perfect scenario, it could have been flipped. We could have been down 20, and they put Bronny in for scrap time. Then maybe I'd have a different feeling about it. No, you were up by 20 that whole game. They were cheering for him to get in, and he got his first bucket. These people go to hell. Go to hell. Oh, I will tell you this. Nepotism is alive and well in every walk of life, man. Whatever you do for your job, whatever you've experienced in your life, it's probably been there, all right? Shut up. So what? Yeah, Bronny's probably going to be a G League guy and go back and forth, and I hope he carves out ochre. I do not understand for the life of me what these people get out of being negative a-holes about this. Oh, I was right. I had my scouting reports about Bronny. I told you he sucked. Congratulations. Good for you. All right. Good for you, Chubb whatever on Twitter. Chubb Hub on Twitter. You suck, and so does Jay Bobcat on Twitter. You both suck. Shut up. I'm not going to block you for that. It's not a blockable offense. You suck. All right? Give the kid his moment. You want to just boil it down to really something else? Everything that LeBron has done for this town, let him have that. Let's take Bronny out. You know how proud LeBron had to have been? He talked about it after. Here's the quote from SI.
Which was cap.
To see him get his first NBA basket in this arena where he grew up not too far away is an unbelievable moment. An unbelievable moment for him and our family. Why?
There was a quote which I understand why LeBron said it. It was a dad thing to say, but he was like, I don't know if I would have been able to handle myself if I was in the same moment as Bronny.
Yeah,
which was obvious. It's a dad thing.
There's
to say.
a different moment. Right, absolutely. That's a dad thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what harm is that to let something like that happen? Okay, and honestly, from here, you got everything you want. They got to play in a game together, and he has now scored in an NBA game. You're probably right. He's going to be on the South Bay G League team probably starting next week, and I hope he carves out a nice career for himself. What is the harm? What do you, not you, these people, what do you get out of trying to be negative and be right about Bronny James? So what? Dude, you know how many second round picks never even stepped foot in the United States to play basketball? Do you know how many do this for a second. Yeah. Hold your horses over there. Do you know who Arturas Gudaitis is?
Yeah, he's raw.
Yeah. Kalafi Diop. You know who he is?
He's pretty nice.
I can't even say this guy's name. Chuka Wudibere Madabone. Those are three guys that the Cavs drafted in the second round. They drafted Arturas Gudaitis with the 47th pick in the second round of the 2015 draft. That guy is playing in Japan. Well, they drafted Bronny because of his dad. You got teams that waste picks on guys that never stepped foot in America. Who gives a damn what pick they used on it? I didn't think I was going to get this angry about it.
Yeah, you're kind of upset.
Because these people trying to take away from what I thought was a great moment last night. Nothing is better than the win. The win was great. To be completely honest with you, Ryan, Bronny getting his points with the entire arena cheering for him and cheering like it was a home game when he got it, that suckered me in. I loved that. I loved that. The win is the best part. That was damn close. Just call me a sucker, call me sentimental, whatever you want. I thought that was a really cool moment. And there's people out there, well, I was right about Bronny. He doesn't deserve to be there. Who cares? Seriously. You want to try to strip these moments away and take these? Get out of here. And I just come back to, again, for everything that LeBron has done for this town, you don't want to give him that? Just for him. Even not Bronny. Give that to LeBron. We will never be able to repay fully what LeBron has done for our town. And you want to have a little piece that you can try to get back to him, and you're just, well, it's bullcrap. You people suck. Not you people. There's a small group of people out there.
So when are we going to talk about the elephant in the room?
What? I think he saw something last night.
Thank you. So I guess
think
let
he
me
saw
ask you this.
something
Let me
last
ask you
night.
this.
And I will tell you this too. I think cheering for Bronny the way that we did helps that too.
Right. So let me ask you this. How much, if any, clearly some, have you shifted from our conversation? And this is maybe a far cry, but
well, let's do this.
have you
Let's
shifted
reset.
from yesterday?
Our conversation
to,
yesterday was a lot about, do you think there's a chance Bron comes back?
And I was vouching that it's written in the stars.
You think so?
It's a fairy tale. It's going to happen. And yesterday, I was already convinced. But talk to me about your thoughts, how yesterday might have pushed you to my side a little bit.
So the way I look at it, well, I'm not. I was on the other side, and I still think I am. LeBron playing in that game last night, and another reason why blowing them out was so great, he saw what a team looks like when they're humming. And again, he knows basketball. He knows what it's supposed to look like. You want to know the other thing that it looked like last night? It looked like a lot of fun to be on the Cleveland Cavaliers team. And part of, I'm not saying that fun is the biggest part, but like that is a big step. I don't think the Lakers are having fun right now. Do you think the Lakers are having fun right now? They're on a road trip, which sucks. Okay. They've lost 2 in a row. And I know that Jared Vanderbilt is out, and there are some people that really want to believe that him coming back is going to be a big help for them on the defensive side. They are in purgatory. They are stuck right here in this middle where they're too good to be bad, and they can't be with LeBron being there, and they don't have the room or the picks or the players to be really good. And at this point of LeBron's career, does he want to be a guy that's got to drag this team to the 9 seed in the play-in tournament? Does he want to be doing that anymore? Can he even be doing that anymore?
Yeah, he can.
I don't doubt the greatness of LeBron anymore. I don't. I never have. So that's where I do think he could drag a Lakers team. And he's got Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is an all-pro. He's an all-NBA type player. I understand that. But like at this point of his career, does he really want to be doing this, or does he want to maybe jump onto another team that he can look at and say, I could be their missing piece? Now, people instantly, when I even sent that out yesterday, I sent the joke where it's like, I don't even know that dude. It was a workaholic sort of. He's like, what's up? I sent that gif out. And I said, maybe he's seeing something there. Be like, no. He'll never give up the money, and it won't work. And we had that long debate yesterday about why the money is not going to work, and he'd have to take a pay cut and all that other kind of stuff. But last night, let me do this one. When LeBron got done with that game, it is impossible for him not to sit there and say, that is a really good basketball team over there. Take everything else out of it. He got to see that firsthand and go, that's a really good basketball team over there. Beyond the history, beyond everything else, we're a really good basketball team. That's what you had.
He's coming back, bro.
That's what you had when he came back first time. You had a really good
The
basketball
Lakers can cheer for him all they want, but they know they don't love him like people in Cleveland do.
I think they do. No. I think no. He's never going to be Kobe. He's never going to be Kareem.
That doesn't matter.
I get that, but
that's if you think that's true, that's absurd, Matt.
Oh, I think Lakers fans love LeBron. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about in comparison to the, like, there's levels of it.
Well, okay, here's the difference. He could go to L.A. and he'll never surpass some of those guys. He already is that in Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, LeBron has
your
that.
last season of the best career in NBA history.
Okay? It's unequivocal. LeBron James, maybe Jim Brown, are the 2 greatest athletes to ever play in Cleveland. Jim Brown, God rest his soul, has not played here in 70 years.
Nick Chubb better.
It's not carried away. Like, so there's a strong case.
Isaiah Crowell better.
I loved the Crow, man. I thought he was going to be really good. With the championship that he brought, and especially if you believe that LeBron is the greatest player of all time, if you truly believe that,
If you have a
he is a
brain.
Clevelander. Not Clevelander as far as he's like, I know he's from Akron. What I'm saying is he spent he is a Cavalier. He is unquestioned the greatest Cavalier ever. He is probably the greatest athlete to ever play in our town. And you want to know the most ironclad thing I can say, Ryan? That will probably never change. That will probably never not be the case. Double negative. Of LeBron being the greatest athlete to ever be in this town. Certainly for the Cavs. And I open that up. You never know, right? You never know what could happen. He is the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. He did the majority of those points when he was with the Cavaliers. Won us this championship. And I feel like he knows he's at home here. I know he feels like this is home to him. And I'm not saying that LA hasn't been. He's enjoying his time there. But that is something that, calls that all on back. And I know you want the fairy tale ending and the bow on top of that and all that.
I don't want it. I'm just letting you know it's going to happen.
I would welcome that. And of course, I got the negative people that are always a part of that. I don't want him back, and he ruined this team, and how he left us and all that kind of stuff. I forever let that go. Whatever. The first time I was pissed. We all were. Came back, remedied that. When he left the second time, I was completely fine with that. Just completely cool with that. No problem. But it's hard for him not to sit there and just take a look over, see what that team is doing. And that's under the idea that he is going to leave the Lakers. And I think there is okay, let me put it this way. Like, he could look at it. I'm going to say hand. I know we're supposed to have Sam on. I want to make sure I send him. I want to make sure I send him the right link. I did. Shoot him a text. Hang on. What should I say? I don't want to be a jerk to
Say, hey, yo, where you at?
No, I don't want to do that. That's kind of a jerk thing. What should I say? Ready whenever you are? Oh, I'll do this. Hang on. Sorry. We're supposed to have Sam on here. To your Gmail. Right. We'll see if Sam joins. Anyway, LeBron, this is under the guise that he ends up leaving the Lakers. And you and I agree. I don't think he wants to go to yet another team. Like, it's nice and easy and concise. He's played for 3 teams in his career, all that kind of stuff. There's an idea, and maybe LeBron has made peace with that. Like, I'm just going to finish my career out in LA. Didn't he say that a couple of years ago? That probably he's finishing his career out in LA? Right?
Yeah, but dude, he just lies.
Things can change. I understand that. But I'm kind of under the idea that he is just going to finish it out there. Maybe. If you get to a point...
Gas too expensive out there, bro.
Gas is expensive everywhere, man.
Yeah,
it went down a little for the election. It's right back up.
Not in Cali. Cali's different.
Oh, Cali's a lot different. There is a... that's why Cleveland's great, man. Dollar goes a long way here. But, like... And LeBron don't need $1. Trust me. He's doing just fine. But, like... It's hard to not watch that game and not have him sit there and think, like, well... Ryan's holding on to this. He's never going to let that go, which is fun. Where the Cavs sit from here as we start to move forward here as well. I talked about a statement win against the Knicks. You're now 5-0. We've not even turned the calendar yet to November. Too early to start thinking a little bit here, Ryan?
Not at all.
No. I'm the same way. And especially, what do you think has been the biggest change for the Cavs? Like, obviously it is Kenny Atkinson being that answer, but like specifically, I think you have a team that I want to say is like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, they just seem hyped. You know what I mean? Like, they seem like
they hungry.
That's it. Like, they're coming out to prove some people wrong. And if they want the motivation to be, we want to prove to people that this lineup does work, I guess that's great motivation. Hey, we want to come out and show people this is how we can do this. Now, you want to read into their schedule, and you want to sit there and say, all right, they've not played the real teeth of it yet. And teams change. You know, talk to me in February, excuse me. You know, when things are a little bit different, we'll find out a little more against the Magic tomorrow night. We'll find out a little bit more against the Bucks in that home and home next week. Like, there's some things there. I will tell you, I will probably, tomorrow night, we're on ESPN, I will probably read into the Magic game tomorrow night, maybe more than any of the other ones. because you're at home, number one, which is great. Paolo Banchero is playing like a man possessed, but I also see that as a team that you're going, like the Knicks, going to be competing with for playoff spots. And you got one on the Knicks, which was great. I'm going to read a lot into tomorrow night's game against the Magic. But I see this Cavs team being the hungry team that they need to be. And the ones that you hope circle that. Circle some of these games and kind of get after it. All right, we'll get Sam Amico coming up in a little bit. I do want to flip over to some Browns this morning as well, though. Kevin Stefanski doing the right thing yesterday, naming Jameis Winston the starter for the rest of the season. Now, he had that caveat where he goes like, well, we're all week to week. What he's saying is, barring injury, which we all know happens, Jameis Winston's your starter for the rest of the season. Good. We felt that. We knew that. But I think there is a level of importance when you make a statement like that and you're able to say to the team, to the franchise, to everybody, this is our guy moving forward. This is who it's going to be. We can put all our eggs in that basket for good or for bad. That's how this is going to go. And I just think it gives a level of confidence to everybody else. Plus, now they get set up and get ready to go on what they want to do, change a little bit of the offense, change some of this, get ready to go for Jameis being the starter the rest of the way out. I loved that. I loved that from the Browns yesterday. I thought that was the right move. And especially if you're trying to keep this thing, and I understand the playoffs are a far cry right now. It's a hard thing right now to understand about where they can go and try to pick up a win here and there. It kind of all starts Sunday. You're going to have to go week by week in this whole damn thing. But you start with that confidence. You know this is going to be your guy. I do want to talk about the offensive line, kind of coming off the injuries yesterday. Well, we've heard a little bit about DeJuan Jones. We'll get to all of that. But we're going to be joined by Sam Amico. So I'm so excited to talk to Sam. Got a lot of questions surrounding the Cavs, their hot start, all of it right now. But we also have a big announcement with our friend Sam Amico. Is he ready to go? Okay. All right, Sam, welcome on in to not only our show, but we welcome in Sam Amico to the Big Play family. Sam, welcome in, man. Congratulations. Tell everybody about the new show. It's new. You are joining Booby's World with Rafa. The show is called, Ryan had it up earlier and I forgot.
Full Court Cleveland.
Full Court Cleveland. Sam, welcome to the team, man. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good. Sound perfect.
Okay, that's rare that I sound good. But I'll sound better because I'll be there, with Booby and Rafa. I'm very excited. This is a great time to talk about Cavs, obviously, with them being off to such a hot start and looking good and playing well. And for the most part, I think that this is sustainable. And to me, it just seems like, hey, we may be in for a full regular season of fun, which they've had a couple of those recently, but it always seems to get clunky. And I don't think it will this year as long as they stay healthy. So, yeah, Booby and Rafa and myself, I don't think you could beat that cast when it comes to you could probably beat it, if you just had me off the show.
No, Sam. No, I'm really excited because, again, it's Booby and Rafa and Panoma's in there. We bring Sam in, and I'll tell everybody right now, this show's going to be weekly, but I know you guys are on schedules, like Booby's traveling, all that, so I can't tell everybody the exact day, but just know that we're going to have weekly content with Full Court Cleveland, Sam Amico, Rafa, and, of course, Booby Gibson talking basketball. That's quite the trio right there. I'm really excited for this show, Sam. I'm really excited to have you with us here at Big Play. Let's talk about the Cavs. 5-0 start. Ryan and I got into this debate a little bit earlier. Is it as easy to say that this start from the Cavs is just Kenny Atkinson's input? I talked about the health of Jared Allen, Darius Garland, where I really did, Sam, forget how good those guys were just because they were battling injuries. But this 5-0 start, do you think, or are you seeing a real thumbprint here of Kenny Atkinson being the biggest driving force to the start for the Cavs?
I do think he's the biggest driving force because, to me, you have everybody back. You are one of, look, Matt, the Cavs are one of 3 teams that did not sign a free agent to a standard contract. They didn't make a splashy trade. One of 3 teams. They didn't make a big trade, no trade at all. The other, we saw the other one last night in the Lakers, who didn't make any moves and other than make a draft pick, and that's the other one is the defending champion Boston Celtics. So I think that Atkinson has really taken familiarity and helped these guys bring a new energy and help these guys believe in each other and get them to, the whole idea, almost the entire reason Kenny Atkinson got this job was, can you take Evan Mobley to another level offensively? That was the big thing. And, Darius Garland coming off an injury-prone, rocky season where he said the joy was gone. Can you restore that joy for Darius Garland? And that's really been the two big keys behind all this. Because Jared Allen at the end of last season, when he was healthy, was their second best player. And now you can make the case that he's still their second best player behind Donovan Mitchell. So getting those two guys, Mobley and Garland, to feel comfortable in this offense, to believe that they have a role and that their teammates respect them, I think that's been huge. And then, of course, I could go on, but the bench too, to me, has played really well. LeVert has been really kind of the unsung hero in this 5-0 start, and guys like Merrill and Niang and Isaac Okoro and Ty Jerome being kind of that X factor off the bench. It's just all come together, and I do think Kenny Atkinson's probably the biggest reason behind that, his philosophy, his coaching strategy, and his personality.
Sam Amico joining us again. Brand new show for us here at Big Play Full Court Cleveland. He's going to be a part of that. You can always follow Sam on Twitter at Amico Hoops for everything with the Cavs. Talking about Atkinson specifically, what do you think is the biggest impact? Like, I heard so much, Sam, in the offseason about pace and what he wanted to do. I read some stats this morning about Evan Mobley in the pick and rolls and how much he's bringing the ball up the court. And I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of things. But, if you had to pick out one thing that you think is a Kenny Atkinson branded basketball team and maybe one thing the Cavs have been doing thus far under him, is it the pace? Is it the ball handling? Is it the shooting? What do you think it is that he really wants this team doing well?
Yeah, I think it starts with Mobley. He really is kind of facilitating the offense in those half-court sets. And it sounds strange to say when you have, two guards who are ball dominant. You actually have your 7-footer up top kind of facilitating the offense. That is a big key to me. And Jared Allen talked about that last night too. He said that's really kind of the main difference is Evan's been setting up the offense and been very efficient while doing it. I think another thing too, Kenny Atkinson said before the game last night, Matt, and I actually called him out on it in the post-game press conference. I said, well, coach, you were wrong. And he laughed, but they're shooting. He said, we're not going to be able to keep shooting the basketball as well as we've shot it through the first 4 games. Well, sure enough, game 5, they shoot 58% from the field. And, he credited that to their comfort level and their familiarity with each other. And he said, we've been in the gym since, the end of July, really. A lot of these guys have, and playing together. And then they played together the last 2 years for the most part. So I think that the shooting is really, offensively, if we're just talking offense, those are the big changes. The Cavs are just shooting the lights out, and they're kind of running a new set with Evan Mobley at the top and then getting down closer to the basket. Really, Matt, defensively is where they're making their mark. I mean, they're really frustrating teams. And again, that starts with Mobley and Allen near the basket, just making life so difficult for everybody else because you can't get an easy shot at the basket with those two. Even if just one of them are in there, but if both of them are in there, it's a nightmare for the opposing teams to try to score near the rim.
Well, speaking of those two, you had a tweet this morning from a rival NBA scout. Cavs are talented everywhere, and they play well together, but those two bigs, Mobley and Allen, are why I think they could get to the finals. They're major issues from everyone. That was what Sam tweeted this morning, talking about that from another scout. So, Sam, obviously, a lot of conjecture was you can't have 2 guards, you can't have 2 bigs, but especially the two bigs, where the Cavs are trying to do this differently than the rest of the NBA with two guys that I know Mobley's trying to get that outside game. Allen does not have one. But to have two bigs like that don't shoot, that's going against the grain in the NBA. But when you're hearing things like that from other scouts and, reminding, especially me, but some of us, about that defensive presence from Jared Allen and crew, those are reasons that this team could really frustrate teams, because it's almost like saying they do things that nobody else does. Now, that can go bad sometimes when you're going against what the rest of the league does. But to your point, then they're a bit of a unicorn. When teams are facing them, they won't get that anywhere else, and that could play right into the Cavs' hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at teams that win titles, right? They all have a different look and a different feel, and they kind of put their own stamp on the game. The Golden State Warriors during their run certainly did that, making the NBA a much more perimeter-oriented game. The Cavs have offset that. They're onto something, and that's, again, that's not just Kenny Atkinson's philosophy, but it's him really bringing out the best. The whole coaching staff finding ways to bring out the best in these guys. And like I said, Jared Allen was already playing really well at the end of last season till the broken rib injury. And he's just taken his game to another level. And they're finding a way to make that work. Offensively, that was a big question mark. Can you run these two guys? Neither one of them, obviously, Evan Mobley's outside perimeter game is more efficient and more effective than Allen's, but neither one of them are, Karl Anthony Towns, where they're standing out there taking threes. So the fact that they're able to work with those two and have good spacing with two guys who are, pretty much near the basket type of bigs, really has been a huge thing for them in terms of not just winning games, but for the most part, blowing people out. Other than the Knicks, I mean, the Cavs are just blowing everybody out. So, so far, so great. I mean, it's working great. And the one thing I think that they have going for them, along with the talent and the depth and everything working, is they've got a great belief in everything that's going on. Sometimes you could have great talent and a pretty good coach, but if players aren't buying into it, then you're in trouble. But very clearly, this team has been re-energized by the coaching change, and particularly the two bigs.
I agree with you. Sam Amico joining us on Twitter, Amico Hoops, now part of us here at Big Play with Full Court Cleveland. Real quick, Sam, on the future for the Cavs. I'm already like 5 games in. I know it's early, but I'm starting to believe a little bit. Where do you think the ceiling is? I think this team could be a 3 seed. And that seems a little low. People might say, oh, hey, what about 1 or 2? I think Celtics are still going to be there. I was and still kind of am a big believer in the Knicks. Like, I actually thought they might get the 1 seed at the end of the regular season. I don't know about that. But where do you see the Cavs slotting in? Now we've seen a little bit. I know it's early. I know top 4 seed seems like top 4 or bust. Like, there's no way that we're going to accept anything less than 4. Do you think they could scrap and get their way up to 1 or 2 potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Matt. To me, Boston's still the reigning champs. They're the team that you're aiming to overtake. They lost last night, but they still have Kristaps Porzingis coming in, and he's like a cheat code when you put him next to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and he can help offset the Cavs' rising big men. So to me, Boston's a team to beat in the East, but number 2 to me is wide open. Philly's probably in there once they pull it together. If they pull it together, although that same scout last night compared Philly to the Browns, and he said,
probably not a good thing.
He said, look, they've got on paper they're great, but can they actually put it together?
Yeah.
And that was kind of a nice version of the comparison to the Browns. But so I think the Cavs have shown absolutely they could squeeze in there, that number 2 seed. Number 1, I mean, that would be, it's doable, but
sure.
To me, that's not what you're looking at. I wouldn't expect that, but to me, number 2, things aren't. Kenny Atkinson said this, Matt, during training camp before the season even started. there's going to be times where we're going through bad stuff and we're going to be bad because this is the NBA. And nobody, the Golden State Warriors went 73-9. Other than that, everybody else has a really bad stretch where you lose 6 of 8 or, 9 of 14 or something. And he knows that. He's been around the NBA long enough. And he said, how we get through that on the other side of that is going to determine where we finish and how far we go in the playoffs. So number 2 seed, I think, is absolutely there. And that's why it's so important to win these games, Matt, because we saw how tight the Eastern Conference race was last year. These early season games against the Detroit Pistons at home that seem dull, they're important because you may only, if you get the number 2 seed, you may only get it by a game. So, yeah, I mean, top 4 for sure. I think anything less than that would be either injuries or major disappointment. So, but they have, look, the way they're playing and their depth and their talent, and, they get Max Strus back. They even have more depth. I think the sky's the limit for this team the way they look right now.
I said the same thing, Sam. It's not like you get a half a win because it's in October against the Pistons. It's a win. And if you feel like 57 is the number to get there, well, we're 5 closer to that, or we're that much closer to getting there. Final thing, Sam, you might be the perfect person to ask this question because we raised the debate yesterday and brought it up again today. LeBron's future. Now, I know you have a part in that history of LeBron coming back from Miami and things like that, of just your excellent reporting on that and what you're... Obviously, Sam, we have no idea. We're just having fun with this conversation. Ryan believes 100% that Bron is going to find his way back to Cleveland one way or another. Do you think that is complete fallacy? Do you think there's any potential of that? We know the contract. We know the money. It wouldn't be all the same guys here with the Cavs. I don't say, again, no reporting on this or anything like that. Just your 1,000-foot view on this. Do you think there's any little sliver of chance that LeBron would be looking at this Cavs team saying, hey, I might want to join them here in the next couple of years?
Sliver of chance, yes. I think that there's always a sliver of a shot with LeBron, but I wouldn't go much beyond that.
Sure.
I think he's in LA for non-basketball reasons. Look, if LeBron wanted to hang on long enough and was willing to come off the bench, I keep saying toward the end of his career, but this is kind of the end of his career.
Right. Yeah.
And he's still playing starter type, without him last night, they would have lost by 40, the Lakers. So, I think it's a long shot, but look, with LeBron, the possibility of anything always exists. He loves to keep us guessing. He loves the organization, the Cavs organization. So, I don't want to burst Ryan's bubble.
That's all right.
So
I was trying to do it anyway,
sliver,
Sam. I just got to go.
Sliver of chance.
There's so much other at play. I said the same thing. I think when he went to LA, that was always where he wanted to go. That's a nice, easy way to ride it off into the sunset. There's so many other hurdles on contracts and that kind of stuff, but we'll have to see how it goes. Sam, so happy to have you with us here at Big Play again. Full court Cleveland debuts today. You're on the Big Play Network with Sam, Rafa, and Booby. It's going to be awesome. Sam, welcome to the team. So happy to have you, and I'm sure we're going to be talking to you sooner rather than later, all right?
No, I'm very excited to be here, and I plan to challenge the other two in a shooting competition, so maybe we could get that, I don't know.
I'd be interested to see you and Rafa. I think Booby might
only
have
if
you guys.
I win.
Yeah, only if you win.
And if I win.
I'd love that content. It'd be awesome. Sam, really appreciate you, man. We'll see you later on Full Court Cleveland, all right? There you go, Sam Amico. I'm so excited for that show, man. I really am. I've known Sam a long time, and as far as the NBA goes, as far as the Cavs goes, he knows the stuff. So him, in with Booby, in with Rafa. That's the big announcement. Full Court Cleveland is the show. And the first one's today, right, Ryan?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah, first one's today.
Nice.
FanDuel Network, Sports Network, next week.
Nice. All right, so that's going
not this week.
not this week,
Not the
but next
first
week it'll be up.
But what's going to be really cool about it is obviously Nick did a great job, but with Sam, he has access and he reports. So we're gonna be able to input exclusive locker room footage, Kenny Atkinson footage, stuff like that to the show.
I think
So
it's
it'll be
really
super nice.
it's the perfect mix. Booby as the former player, still involved with the team. Rafa, broadcaster, sees it all. And then Sam, who's the insider, talking to around the league. It's tied into everything. Like, I'm really, really excited for that show. It's going to be awesome. So, yet another piece of content you'll get. The Jameis Winston content is going crazy right now with us as we took him there to Swenson's. Check that out at Big Play. We got it all cooking for you, folks. We got it all for you. BigPlay.com, BigPlay.com/horse to get involved with that. We got it all for you. Instagram, Twitter, it's all there as well. All right, let's catch our break. Come back. I still got plenty of Browns. Started talking a little Jameis. We'll get to that coming back as well. Morning update. Get to the grid. Time up. Got it all in a Halloween edition right here. Fontana Show. Stay with us.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Even though our strength of schedule was number 1 in the NFL, I think we have the dogs up front. We have the dogs in the back. As it relates to our defense alone keeps us in these games. Not even talking about offense. Let's just say Deshaun Watson isn't there. We got dogs on the defensive side that's mirroring the potential of the Ravens from 2001 or 2000 Ravens with Jamal Lewis and the boys and Ray Lewis and those guys.
Right.
They won. Again, no disrespect to Trent Dilfer, but they won without a high-powered offense.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Welcome back. Happy Halloween to all. Matt Fontana, Ryan Tyler. Matt Fontana Show Twitter. You can always follow Instagram and YouTube at Big Play. We got it all for you. Great stuff with Sam Amico talking about the 5-0 Cavaliers. Got more coming up, and the big announcement. We have a brand new basketball show, Full Court Cleveland for everybody. You can check that out on the FanDuel Sports Network. It'll also be up across Big Play as well. So we got it all for you on that. Really excited for that show. Is that going to have a Twitter handle? They're working on that?
I believe we're just going to rebrand Boobies World. But
Okay.
I'm not
Oh, yeah,
positive.
that's right. Because it's Boobies World, but like adding Sam with Rafa. It's pretty much what a little rebrand of that. But you get your first episode of that today. So make sure you're following on Twitter for all the action that you need there. Cavs 5-0, Browns with some hope. I have Guardians World Series odds if you want them.
Yes.
You want it?
Yeah.
33-1. That is the 12th best odds in baseball.
Wow.
Would you like the top teams?
Still being disrespected.
All right. Dodgers 1, of course. Yankees. Then the Braves. Then the Orioles. Astros. Phillies. Padres. Mets. Rangers. Twins. Mariners. Diamondbacks. Us. Tied with Detroit and Kansas City at 33-1. They keep buying the Twins for some ungodly known reason.
That seems lazy.
33-1. Tied for the 12th best. I'm actually shocked how many NL teams that are. Right? Dodgers, Braves, Phillies, Padres. I guess, there's a lot of AL teams right there, too. But congratulations to the Dodgers. They really deserve congratulations. Spent the most money. Whatever. Anyway, 33-1 there for the guards. Looking up. Roll guards.
All right. Well, the Cavaliers are the first team in the NBA to 5 wins. Also, just the second remaining team to be undefeated on the young season. They blew out the Lakers at home, 134-110. What was special, though, Bronny James scoring his first NBA points on a 14-foot step-back jumper. Quote, "It was insane," Bronny said. "Much more than I anticipated. It's all love. It was a good, nice moment. The chance really got me. I was straight-faced, but I felt it. It felt really good, especially coming from here."
No, and that's the thing. I wanted that moment for him. I'm glad he got it. And I really loved that Cleveland cheered like it was a home game. Like they cheered like he was a member of the Cavaliers. And again, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I thought it was really awesome. I know LeBron had to be sitting there just grinning from ear to ear, proud dad and all that. Those are special moments. And those are things like, dude, I don't know the number or whatever, but how many people ever say they scored in an NBA game? A real NBA game, right? It was, the amount of people out there, the small vocal minority that are just jackasses that are going, doesn't deserve to be there. Nepotism, shut up. His special moment. I'm happy he's able to do it here. Good for him. You know the other weird thing I thought about that? I get too wrapped up in this memorabilia crap, where I follow these accounts and they're like, oh, this ticket went on, this. Like, how much do you think that basketball will be worth? How much do you think those shoes will be worth? And we have no idea what Bronny is going to become. Yeah. I could totally see this as one day I get an article, LeBron's game-worn jersey from the game that Bronny scored his first point. And when people like sitting there like forking over thousands of dollars because they want that, like that's just how I don't know why. That's weird to me on how that goes. But anyway, special moment for them, and it came in a Cavs blowout, which was awesome. And I'll tell you this, I like that you had a little push against the Knicks, which was nice, but you're not overexerting some of these guys. And it's early in the season. I know load management is the real key phrase in this whole thing with the Cavs, or with the NBA, excuse me, not just the Cavs. But like, dude, you're not having to stress some of this stuff. And I know people will say once you get to the playoffs, you want to get tested. Bro, I'll do that I'll do that in February. I'll deal with that in March. Right now, I want easy wins. We talked about that with Sam Amico. These are wins as you are clicking off to get close to 55, 57. I can't even imagine what the over-under's already moved. It was at 48.5. We loved the over, right? That's got to be bumped up a couple already. These wins still count. And as Sam mentioned, as close as we think the East might be, these are types of wins you want to put in your back pocket. And it doesn't mean that the Cavs, again, what Sam talked about, they're going to hit a tough stretch. They're going to get adjusted on. Teams are going to change what they're doing against them. It's then you turn that back around to Kenny Atkinson. But I like the flow early. I like that everybody is getting involved. And these are great wins for the Cavs. I love where we're at right now.
Alrighty, well, in a season that was a win or World Series or bust for the Los Angeles Dodgers, they are champions of the Major League Baseball League. They beat the New York Yankees 7-6, stormed back down 5. They finished the Fall Classic in just 5 games, winning 4-1. Matt, this is the Dodgers' 8th title. 4 of those have come against the Yankees, Matt.
It's a lesser of two evils. I hate the Yankees. I'm so glad that they lost. But all it does is show that baseball is how much money can you spend. And yeah, they had injuries. Freeman had that ankle injury through the whole thing. Shohei dislocating his shoulder, all that. Like, they had to fight through it as well, but they were last team standing. And the fact that yesterday, just the gaffes, just the mental defensive screw-ups from the Yankees makes it that much sweeter because they got nobody to bitch at except themselves, all right? They looked like crap. Maybe it's because they had to go through a tough series against the Guardians. Not really. And, was it Jeter? They got this easy path to get them left. All right, well, when it counted the most, they didn't show up. Aaron Judge, I know, again, home run last night didn't mean anything. They did not show up. When it mattered the most, you did not have your best players playing well. And you might say, well, then that hurts because I want to see the best on best. I don't care. I'm glad they lost. Dodgers, all right, fine, whatever. Baseball's got that problem. And you want to know what? There's nothing you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it. On a quick aside about the Guardians moving forward, this is where we're at, okay? Key free agents, number 1. Do you see the Shane Bieber videos?
No.
He's throwing. He's throwing. All right. So that's good. I think they're going to re-sign him. No problem. You get Hedges back, which I like that. Shout out to Brian Shaw, not that one, the other one on Twitter. Here's where we're at. The Guardians will be shedding about $46 million in salary. Segura, Barlow, Laureano, Xavier Curry, Shane Bieber, Cobb, Cookie, Beatty, Hedges, and Boyd. All not signed for next year. Arbitration, probably about $21 million as Brian sees it as these guys go through arbitration. And then $11 million maybe for some other things. Here's where I'm at. Bieber, Boyd, and Hedges. That's it. I'm fine on the Alex Cobb thing. And I know people say, oh, he's hurt and that kind of stuff. I'd rather those starts go to Joey Cantillo, and I'm not even joking. I'd rather those starts go to Gavin. So let's just start rotation, okay? Number 1, Bieber. You assume he'll come back. That's a big ask, but all right, Bieber's 1. Slot in Matthew Boyd at 2.
No.
Bibee can go to 3.
No.
I'm kind of crapping on Tanner Bibee.
No.
All right,
Are
fine.
you mentally ill?
Sometimes I am. Yes, I am. Those 3 are your top 3. Would you give me that?
Yes.
All right. Then I want Gavin Williams.
As long as you don't, please don't bring up. Go ahead.
I don't even know who you're going with.
Who do you always have faith in?
Joey Cantillo.
Yes, but who else?
Not Logan Allen.
The other one.
Tristan McKenzie probably won't be a part of this.
Thank you. I'm glad you're admitting that. That's a good step. That's a good first step for you, Matt. That's a good first step.
Welcome to the Tristan McKenzie Apologist Club. Hi, I'm Matt. Hi, Matt. Why did you believe in Tristan McKenzie? Have you ever seen where he let go of the ball? Have you ever seen how quick it gets on him? Can't sell that guy. You can't send him off just yet. Not yet. But I don't want him to start the season. Position-wise, Quan, Lane Thomas, John Kenzie Noel, done. Jose Rocchio, feeling good about that.
100%.
Andres Jimenez, I'd like Manzardo at first. What are they going to do with Josh?
No idea. You can't. He can't.
The guy had 100 RBIs and 30 home runs, and here I am sitting like I'm kind of done, kind of over. Fry, Manzardo, Hedges, Bo Naylor, Fry in there a little bit. Bullpen, studs. He ain't losing anybody out of there you don't want to.
Is that a Nick Sandlin?
Yeah, they can let Nick Sandlin go. Sorry.
Trevor Stephan's coming back.
I know Trevor Stephan's coming back. If Karen Sheck can get his act together,
Stop.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Guards are in a good spot, I think. I'm excited about it. But anyway, do you think you'll spend money?
No.
Wouldn't be so quick. Wouldn't be so quick. Soto's a free agent. Hey, Juan Soto came out. He said he'll listen to every deal.
Yeah, that was next.
Every deal. Go ahead. Get to it.
Well, actually, it's second.
All right, go ahead. Next story.
All right, Matt. Well, you know what? Celebrations tend to get a little bit wild. No surprise here in L.A., but 12 people were arrested in the parade, or excuse me, not the parade, but following the Los Angeles Dodgers World Series win. Quote, there were some unruly and at times violent and hostile celebrations. Metro's disappointed and angered by the senseless act of vandalism. One of our buses
got flipped over?
Vandalism of one of our buses following the Dodgers World Series win.
I was downtown for the Cavs when I'm talking about the night that they won. And I will tell you, I saw people climbing lampposts. They were standing on top of generators, all right? But nobody broke anything. Nobody got into fights. The thing is, people use that as an excuse to be a jackass. And they're like, oh, I'm celebrating. Let me go break this window out. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hurting a potential small business owner? Oh, the city will pay for this bus. Yeah, out of your tax dollars? I don't understand that. Like, we're not in college anymore. You know, college, you're like, all right, let's go light a couch on fire. All right, fine. People use it as an excuse to be jackass. But, like, and also, you know, the downtrodden Dodgers fans, poor Dodgers fans, you know, you really have had such a tough go of it. You have every right to go out there and sell.
That whole city.
It just sucks, man. They don't have anything going for them. Like, you the whole season thought you were going to be there. You finally were. And again, 12 people, I guess it's not all that bad. But I give so much credit, man. And even the Cavs parade, they had that, remember at Tower City, they had that situation, but that was like something separate or something. But as far as the parade goes, I never see any issues with the parade. Act like us. Be more like Cleveland. That should be a motto. Put that on a t-shirt. Tell Cody to put that. Be more like Cleveland. Be more like Cleveland. We should try to do that.
Alrighty, well, lastly, for the morning update, yes, Juan Soto will be hitting the open market.
What? Juan?
Juan?
Yeah, I see you said Juan.
I said Juan.
I know.
That's his name.
I know. I was just saying Juan. Oh. I wasn't trying to derail you from what you were doing. I was just
I was going to say Juan Soto.
Sorry.
I don't want to call him a liar. But says it's going to be exciting. He's going to listen to every team's offer. They have, quote, it's going to be a good experience. I think every player in the big league wants to experience this. It's exciting to see how it's going to be. Soto's coming off a season which he had a 288 batting average, 41 home runs, 129 walks, and 989 OPS.
No, that's free agency's got to be kind of cool. When you're in that situation, it's different when you're like, and I just brought him up because we just brought him up, like Ramon Laureano. Like, you don't know if you're getting picked back up. Every single team in baseball would welcome you in Juan Soto. So you sit there, and I could only imagine being a part of that meeting with your agent where he goes, here's a $400 million deal. Here's $425. And you get to pick your spot. Do you want to keep living in New York? Do you want to move to LA? Do you want to go back to San Diego? I don't know.
I don't think anyone wants to live in New York.
Well, nobody lives in New York. Everybody lives in the burbs, and there's a few amount of people that live in Manhattan. Juan Soto's not living in Manhattan. All right, he's living out somewhere else, but that's got to be pretty cool. And how it resets the market. Like, again, I know that these teams can just spend however much they want, but there's trickle down from that. You can't necessarily keep everybody. Like, what do you think he gets? Let me look at this. Stand by.
What was Ohtani's?
That's what I'm pulling up right now.
10 years, $600 million?
Here's the largest free agent contract. I'll take that back. Okay. Here's the largest contracts in baseball right now. Shohei Ohtani, 10-year, $700 million.
600.
Okay. 700. Okay. Then, this is just total value, okay? Mike Trout signed a 12-year, $426, all right? But he only averages 35, okay? Mookie Betts, 12-year, $365, averaging 30.5. Aaron Judge, 9 years, $360. He's at 40 a year. So Ohtani's at 70 a year. Judge is at 40 a year. So maybe we should talk about average. Manny Machado, 11-year, $350 at 31. Lindor, 10 years, $340, 34 a year. Fernando Tatis, 14 at 340. He's only making 24 a year. Harper, 13 for 330 at 25. Yamamoto, 12 for 325 at 27. Do you want to do average? You want to do total?
Do it per year.
Per year. Ready? 70 for Ohtani.
He'll get 50 a year.
Take these pitchers out of it. Scherzer, Verlander, and Zach Wheeler all make over 40 a year. Okay.
He'll get 50 a year.
Then Judge, 40 a year. DeGrom, 37. Garrett Cole, 36. Mike Trout, 35. Freaking Steven Strasburg still making 35 a year. Anthony Rendon, 35 for him. Lindor, 34. Carlos Correa, 33. Seager, Nolan Arenado, 32. Machado, 31. Rafael Devers, 31. Blake Snell, 31. Right now, Juan Soto is on a 1-year, $31 million deal. So you think what, 50?
50 a year.
So that would put him second in baseball.
55 a year.
Only behind Ohtani.
Correct.
It work? I mean,
Probably. He's young enough for that.
probably. Yeah, and it'll be, what you got to remember, too, with the position players, and I guess pitchers can do that, but they don't really anymore. Like, Max Scherzer's on a 3-year, $130 million deal, right? He'll sign, talking about Juan Soto, he'll sign a 10-year deal. He'll never see the end of that.
All right, you want to get into the nitty-gritty?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want honest opinion.
Yeah.
If you could just flip it, and I know the money wouldn't totally work out this way, but let's pretend that it did.
Sure.
Would you flip Jose for Juan Soto? The answer is yes, but the answer is going to be no because of the emotions tied to it.
No, and it's crazy. Like, Jose does a little more for you, right? He plays a premier defensive position. Juan Soto's an outfielder. There's not, I'm not saying that outfield's not that important. I'd rather have a borderline Gold Glover at third base, and also Jose steals better bases. Again, the better player is Juan Soto. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying that. But Jose does do a little bit more for you. It opens up your lineup. There's guys that have to be protected better when Juan Soto is in there. I also wonder about Aaron Judge in this whole thing. How much does that change with him, right? As far as the Yankees' want of keeping Juan Soto to help protect the rest of those guys in the line. I mean, I know Soto bats ahead of Aaron Judge, but I'm talking about vice versa. What you got to look at that in that vacuum, and that's where teams, when they look at Juan Soto, if they're going to go get him, you got to remember that they pitch to him differently because you have Judge waiting right behind him. That stuff in baseball matters. And the same thing for the Yankees. Can they let a guy like that leave, and how much impact would that be felt through the rest of the lineup? It's the same thing with the Guardians. Yeah, Josh Naylor went for 30 home runs and 100 RBIs and that kind of stuff. Did you ever really feel like people had to pitch to Jose Ramirez because of him? I don't know. All that factors in. Yes, I would probably take Juan Soto on this team over Jose Ramirez, but I'm just going to continue to make the case for our guy. I think he does a little bit different for you.
Blood money.
That's blood money. Plus, you also got to remember about taxes. You're in Cali. You're in New York. Big old bite.
Cleveland.
Big old bite. Big old bite for Uncle Sam there.
Be more like
Big old
Cleveland.
bite. In it, Texas, do they not have a state income tax?
I just know Florida. I don't know.
I think something like that. Everybody moved to Dallas. Everybody moved to Austin because of Texas or something like that. Max Scherzer's probably sitting pretty good. I hope to just be in that situation one day. Win that obscene amount of money or have that amount of money and go ahead and take your bite.
Maybe if we were better at the grid.
Should we thought about this? Not that we're not motivated enough to get it for the fans, because when we do 5 in a row, you win. Should we do a $1 tip jar? If we get it wrong, put $1 in, and at the end of the year, we'll give the money to charity.
Sure. What charity?
We'll figure that out. Is there a charity that you're really tied to?
My Citizens account.
Okay, that's not a charity. My Bet365 account? I thought about this, no joke, with Jim. A leukemia foundation or bone marrow transplant, something like that.
Well, the route we're on, we'll be raising a lot of money.
There'll be a lot of money in there. There'll be a lot of money in there. Today's just for practice.
Go. First team AP All-Pro. Gotta show my love to my boy. Rookie year.
You know how to spell that, don't you?
Rookie year, Matt.
Was Khalil Mack first team All-Pro with the Bears? He had to.
Had to have been. Or, well, I mean,
I was to say
doesn't
Walter
have to be
Payton.
with the Bears. He was probably first team with the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. I'll hover over it and see what it
can we
says.
just go
Hover over first team AP All-Pro. See what it says.
Go Walter Payton.
Yeah, it would be floor. No. Go up where it says first team AP All-Pro. Click on that. What does it say?
Player must have been in a season he appeared for that team.
There you go. So you want to go Walter? Yeah, might as well. Okay. Sebastian Janikowski? I would think. I don't know, but
who else would it?
Nnamdi Asamoah, probably a good answer there. Max Crosby
was that one year, I think it was 2020.
That one guy, yeah.
I wonder, was Darren Waller first team All-Pro?
Oh, that's a good pull.
I mean, I don't know who else there would be. Charles Woodson. Had to have been, right?
just go Charles.
Had to have been, right?
Yeah. I think, remind me to pull up Nnamdi. I think Nnamdi made it, but we'll have to see. All right, let's open things up here a little bit.
Ravens, Jets. Something screaming.
Something stinking there, yeah.
Did Dalvin Cook appear in a game with the Jets? I think he did.
Maybe? I don't know. We can come back to that one. Remember Dalvin Cook. Is Jets Texans not Ryan Fitzpatrick?
He sounds correct.
Yeah, he played in Houston, didn't he?
It sounds correct.
You know me and quarterbacks with Tyrod this week, so I don't know. There we go. Okay.
All right, Bears, Texans.
I don't know. I feel like was there a big move recently?
That's got to be Deonta Foreman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. But wait, does he not also work Bears, Ravens?
I don't think he's on the Ravens.
Okay. I thought he did. Maybe not. All right, Raiders, Texans. I want to say Matt Schaub here, but I don't know for sure. Gardner Minshew didn't work in either one of those places. Carson Palmer, no. Derek Carr, no. Marcus Mariota, no. Did Arian Foster go to the Raiders?
I don't think so.
Okay. Austin Hooper didn't go to the Texans.
You want to do Bears, Ravens?
Sure, go ahead. I thought you had one.
No, not yet.
Bears, Ravens. Your guy Hayden Hurst doesn't work for any of these. Jadeveon Clowney didn't play for any of those other teams. Bears, Ravens.
No. Roquan.
Yeah, that's right.
Did I spell Roquan right? Nope.
You had it up until you smelled Smith, right? There you go. Okay. Raiders, Ravens.
Is that not Nelson Aguilar?
I also thought about Michael Crabtree.
Yeah. Well, did he play for the Ravens?
Pretty sure. But I like Nelson Aguilar. Are you sure he played for the Raiders?
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Unless I'm thinking something else.
No, I believe it if you believe it.
Can we think of somebody else quick?
Not off the top of my head. Go Crabtree. Right?
I know he played for the Raiders.
And I'm pretty sure I remember him on the Ravens.
You know how that goes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm pretty positive this is Dalvin Cook.
All right, go ahead.
But let's save it.
Okay. Raiders Texans. Oh, is it not Shane Leckler?
I don't know who that is.
Punter.
I don't know who that is.
I'm pretty sure that's Shane Leckler. Pretty sure. Yeah. All right.
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Unless he didn't even
Go
play
ahead.
a game. for
Just
the
do it,
Jets.
because then if it's wrong, I get to get the Tyrod Taylor stink off of me for the week.
Yeah, no. See, I don't do that. I don't get things wrong. Joe Flacco.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't usually get them wrong like you. That's the thing.
Ryan Hoyer. Yeah. Yeah, you usually don't get them wrong like me. Yeah, right. We can go back. Trust me, we can run through all the ones you messed up. It's not a big deal, but we're done. There you go. Grid is in the books for today, and we kind of move forward. All right, let's do this. Catch our final break in the morning. Come back. We'll rip through timeout. We'll get into some Browns, them naming Jameis the starter for the rest of the season. We'll get to our Thursday night football play tonight. Let's go. We'll get to that. I'll come in with you. Stay with us.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
I'm just dying at you right now.
Why?
Because I can't believe you had the nerve to bring up the NFL Top 100 when you're the one that was okay with it. Of the two of us, you were the one that was okay with him being ranked darn near 40th.
In the context of what happened in November of 23, that's what I said.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
We're back. We're back, James. We're back. So now this is what needs to happen next. That's it. Doesn't change. That doesn't change my opinion. You can roll that clip. I don't care. I stand by what I said then in that context. This is different. I'm looking ahead. Jeez. I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
All right, it is a Halloween edition of Time Hop. We head on back, tell you what happened this day. Of course, in Halloween time, got several Browns games to get to. It's also funny because the other night was the sport equinox, right? You had baseball, you had basketball, you had hockey, and football all being played on Monday night. But let's get to it. We head back in time, and what do we got so far in Time Up? We go back just 1 year ago today. The Browns traded Donovan Peoples-Jones to the Detroit Lions. I mean, DPJ was always like, oh, what a good find, from Andrew Berry late. And for a 6th-round pick was pretty productive. And then they just kind of ship him off. I mean, and at that time, and I sent the tweet as I was getting ready to go for this. And I said, I guess we know why he wasn't getting the ball. Because at that time, everybody was screaming, like, why are you not throwing to Donovan Peoples-Jones? And then I jokingly tweeted, I go, well, now we know why they weren't throwing him the ball anymore. Do you chalk that up as a miss? I guess you have to, right? You traded him away.
It's whatever. I mean,
yeah, whatever.
What was he going to do here, realistically?
That's a good question. I don't really know, but here we are. All right, next up, also this day, 2023, Central Michigan announced that they have launched an investigation about Connor Stallions on the sidelines in disguise. That was the one. He had the mustache and the glasses and the hat. People just so quickly forgot about all that crap. Like,
well, he works for Barstool now, doesn't he?
Does he? I have no idea. Sure.
I think, unless I'm just making that up.
I wouldn't be the first time. No, I'm just kidding. Really? No, does he? I mean, let's call it for what it is. It's probably a good call for them too, you know. But it's, yeah, like how quick they just like forgot about that cheating. I don't know, whatever. But they launched the investigation 1 year ago, so that's where we're at. This day, 2022 Monday Night Football. The Browns beat up on the Bengals 32-13. Nick Chubb had 2 rushing touchdowns. We led the game 25-0 at half. And then they got a couple garbage touchdowns late. Joe Burrow, a touchdown and interception. Joe Mixon ran for just 27 yards. Bengals fell to 4-4. We improved to 3-5 this day, 2022. Not so good for the Browns. This day, 2020, we fall to the Steelers 15-10. Touchdown for Dearness Johnson and a Chase McLaughlin field goal was our 10 points. Steelers went field goal. Najee Harris touchdown. Instead of trying to tie the game, they go for 2 and don't get it. Then they score a touchdown with Pat Freiermuth and then miss the 2-point conversion on that too. We fall to 4-4. Steelers improved to 4-3. Roethlisberger touchdown in that game with Najee Harris as well. This day, 2021. This day, 2020, Sean Connery passed away. Obviously James Bond, but the Untouchables, great film. I've never seen The Hunt for Red October. Heard good things. Yeah. And then I remember him from The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones' Last Crusade. He plays Indiana's dad. I really like that one. Sean Connery passed away this day, 2020. This day, 2011, the world population surpassed 7 billion people. This day, 2011. Are we on the way back down?
Too many, man.
What are you, Bill Gates over there?
Too many.
The world population clock is at 8.1 billion. And then here's the weird thing on this. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So, like, this year, there's been 110 million births and 52 million people have died. The births today, we are about to surpass 160,000 births in this day. I mean, here's the crazy thing. You know, I'm 35, so I'm like a millennial. Bro, I know more. I don't say I know more, but like, I have a good chunk of people that I know that do not have kids and will not be having kids. Now, like, my wife and I have 2. Let me just run through my friends. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. No, like that's, and then I'm like, none. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, Gates is really big into the whole, I don't want to say depopulation, but he's like, I think there's too many. 8 billion people. It's a lot of people.
The world is perfect, like resource-wise, at 3 billion.
You know that?
Yeah.
Is that like what the stats tell you?
Yeah.
Largest countries in the world by population. Who's number 1?
Population?
Yeah.
China?
No, they're 2. They have 1.4 billion people in China.
What? And Japan?
No.
What are you talking about?
There is a larger country than China from a population standpoint.
Russia's the largest.
China has 1.418. So, like, they have 1,418,000,000 people. The number 1 country has 1,455,000,000. So they're like 30 million ahead.
It's not Russia.
Nope.
I don't think that's correct.
Oh, it will be when I say it. India. India has almost 1.5 billion people. They have more people than China.
Interesting.
United States is third at 346 million. Then Indonesia, Pakistan, Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, Russia, and Ethiopia are the top 10. Mexico, Japan, Egypt, Philippines, Congo, Vietnam, Iran, Turkey, Germany, and Thailand are your top 20 countries as far as population goes.
Interesting.
And this is also a live count, so you can see it go up and down and up and down. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they figure it out, but that's exactly where we're at today. All right, this day, 1999, Tim Couch, Kevin Johnson. Browns beat the Saints on a Hail Mary for our first win, Ryan, since we came back in 1999. So we started the season 0-7, and then we go down to New Orleans, and on a Hail Mary, give us our first win. I think they said almost 15,000 days going back to obviously when they had left. Want your box score from that day?
Sure.
New Orleans jumped out to a 7-0 lead on a Keith Poole touchdown pass. Then Mark Edwards for the Browns, tight end, evens up the scoring. Then Kevin Johnson's first touchdown made it 14-10. Then 2 field goals from the Saints made it 16-14 before Tim Couch unlaunched a 56-yard field goal. Launched a 56-yard touchdown pass to Kevin Johnson to win 21-16. In that game, Couch was 11 out of 19 for a $193 and 3 touchdowns. Your leading rusher in that game was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not that one, the other one. Terry Kirby also had 18 yards in that. Your leading receiver was Kevin Johnson with 96. Leslie Shepard and Mark Edwards. Darren Cheverini had 1 target. That was it. Ricky Williams, how about this? You want to curious about this? Ricky Williams rushed 40 times for 179 yards. Did not score a touchdown. And they lost that game. I got to pull up my guy, Gerard. Gerard did not have a tackle in that game. He was there on the final play. Leading tackler for the Browns, Raheem Abdullah and James Williams each. Wally Rayner had 17 tackles in that game for the Browns this day, 1999. That was our first win coming back, man. I remember it. It was awesome. This day, 1994, 14-year-old Venus Williams made her pro tennis debut. I mean, golf, tennis, those kind of sports, like soccer, I guess. Remember, was that Freddie Adu who debuted at 14 or something like that?
No idea.
Could you imagine I was bringing up, could you imagine a 14-year-old trying to play pro basketball? Do you remember a 14-year-old on an NFL field? Probably not going to happen, but 14-year-old Venus Williams, this day 1994. This day 1988, Cleveland set an October low of 19 degrees. That's a record for the city of Cleveland. It's the complete opposite. It's going to be 80 tonight for Halloween. This day, 1972, Gaylord Perry wins the American Cy Young there for the Indians. This day, 1970, Jim Morrison. You know about when he exposed himself in Florida?
No.
Have you seen the Oliver Stone movie, The Doors? Don't watch it. It's fake. It's a lot of phony in that. But basically, he was on stage, and they alleged that he flashed himself. Sentenced to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine, and reportedly was banned from the state of Florida. This day, 1970. This day, 1950, the Big Cat, Earl Lloyd, becomes the first ever African-American to play in an NBA game. This day, 1918, the Spanish flu. 21,000 people died in a single week from the Spanish flu. This day, 1918. Very happy birthday goes out to Ken Keltner, former Indians third baseman, Nick Saban, Fred McGriff, the crime dog, David DeLucci, Ross Verba, former Indians catcher Eddie Taubensee, Willow Smith, Rob Snyder, Vanilla Ice, and the late, great Mr. John Candy celebrating a birthday today. Do you have any John Candy movies that you're a fan of?
Listen, Matt.
You don't know who John Candy is?
Who's John Candy?
Okay.
I knew that was going to ruffle your feathers a little bit. Your plumage.
Take a long sip of my coffee. All right. Have you seen Home Alone?
Yes.
He is Gus Polinski, the polka king of the Midwest.
Nope. Don't remember.
You don't remember him in the box truck with Catherine O'Hara?
Nope.
Okay. I can guarantee you've never watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I've heard of it.
Okay, that's him with Steve Martin. I love The Great Outdoors, him and Dan Aykroyd. That's a great John Candy flick.
Nope.
You've probably never seen Spaceballs, have you?
I have.
Okay.
It's been years and years and years.
Okay, he was Barf.
Nope, don't remember.
Okay. I mean, that's it for me. I don't know what else to tell you. Trying to see. Okay, Cool Runnings.
Nope.
He was the coach in Cool Runnings. Oh my God, I'm missing Uncle Buck. You've never seen Uncle Buck?
Nope.
Just got to remember who I'm dealing with, I guess. Oh, the Blues Brothers. I forgot he was the parole officer in that. Stripes? He was Dewey Ox in Stripes.
No.
National Lampoon's Vacation. The original one.
No.
He played Russ Lasky, the guard that they took hostage and took on the roller coaster.
No.
How about this run? 87, 88, 89, and 90. He goes Spaceballs right into Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, into The Great Outdoors, into Uncle Buck, into Home Alone, and then he did JFK in 1991. I forgot he was in that. Rookie of the Year, uncredited role there. Cool Runnings. Wagons East was his last film that was released posthumously. Hey, man. If I had to tell you to go watch one John Candy movie, it would probably be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, here's the good news. That's a holiday movie, so you should see it incessantly over the next couple of months.
Okay.
It's a good watch. Him and Steve Martin. It's a little sad at the end.
Christmas one?
I think he's trying to get home for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So the whole point is that Steve Martin is like a traveling salesman, and he needs to get home to see his family for Thanksgiving. So it's one of the rare Thanksgiving-themed movies. And he runs into John Candy, another fellow traveler, and it's their bumbling attempts to get home. And then it unravels a story about John Candy. I don't want to spoil it for you. Go watch it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is well worth your time. Outside of that, I would say, maybe Spaceballs. Uncle Buck's great. And then again, he's just small in Home Alone, but that is what it is. All right, couple TV shows that you're probably not. One you will get, the other one I don't think you'll get.
Okay.
First up,
shave your beard.
What's that?
If I get it right, you shave your beard.
I would be floored if you get this one. Okay.
Deal?
Yeah. Not the first one.
If you'll shave your beard?
I'll do the mustache.
All right, bet.
But I'm not going to make it easy for you.
No, I don't expect you to.
First one is easy.
Okay.
2010 television show.
Okay.
That has spawned an entire universe.
Walking Dead.
That is correct.
Let's go.
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, I mean, how many things are there now? Norman Reedus, who does he play?
Daryl Dixon.
Daryl. Doesn't Daryl have his own thing?
Yeah.
What's the gift? Do you watch the show? Do you know the show? I don't really.
I
The
didn't watch it,
gift
but I know it.
of, oh my God, what's his name? And he goes, pardon my damn French, but you just threatened me? I love that. Is that not from Walking Dead?
I don't know.
Who is that guy, that actor?
Is it the main guy, Rick Grimes?
Yeah, I think
Andrew
so.
Lincoln?
Who is it?
Andrew Lincoln?
Is that his name?
That's who plays Rick Grimes.
No, not that guy. Pardon.
There's a meme of John Barenthal running really fast. It's like,
You see the Daredevil thing yesterday? The
No.
teaser for that? Well, pardon me, young man. Excuse the out of my goddamn French, but did you just threaten me? That guy. Who's that guy?
what does he look like?
Carl threatens Negan?
Oh, okay.
Negan?
Negan is,
Yeah, that guy. Jeffrey Dean.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That's it. That's the guy. That's it. All right. Are you ready?
get ready to learn mustache.
Okay. This day, 1990.
Okay.
Premiered on an episode.
TV show or movie?
Television show.
1990.
As the pilot.
Okay.
That started on the Canadian television network YTV. It did not air on Nickelodeon until the following year, which is where most people know this show from. This is a children's horror anthology.
It's not Nickelodeon, it's a horror show?
Correct.
So it's not actually scary.
Kind of was when I was watching it.
Well, it was scary for a kid.
Sure, for a kid, yeah.
1990.
That's all I really want to give you. There's stakes in this game now.
So 1990, it aired in Canada.
Correct. And then it made its way to Nickelodeon in 1991. Series ended in 1996. So it had about a 5-year run. It was on SNICK, Saturday Night Nick.
Children's horror anthology.
Correct. I really don't want to give you any more.
I feel like I deserve a little more.
March of this year, the series was announced as a revival. Oh, I'm sorry. There was a revival series coming, and then earlier this year, Paramount said we're not going to do it after all. That probably doesn't help.
Well, can you just, don't I get a description of the show at all?
No, because it's an anthology. Every episode was different.
Oh, that's what that means.
The anthology means that every single episode was its own thing.
So it's not Goosebumps?
No. But Goosebumps is a version of a horror anthology. It wasn't that. It's the only other one that it would have been on Nick at the same time as Goosebumps and this one. Feeling good. I'll be having this beer tomorrow.
Anthology.
Okay. I can give you one more. I don't think it's going to help you, but I can give you one more. At the end of most episodes, one character, usually Gary, in the first run of the show, would throw a red bucket of water on a fire, stating, "I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed." And the group would leave the campsite, thus ending the storytelling of the night.
I might know it.
Okay.
Is it 6 words?
I didn't count. There's quite a few words in it.
Is there 6 words in it? Uh-oh. Am I right?
What 6 words are you thinking?
Are you afraid of something, Matt?
I gave you the last one.
Are
You
you
don't get
afraid
that.
of the dark?
No.
What do you mean?
No. I had to go to the last one there.
You literally
No.
Matt, before you said that, you said,
No.
"Oh, I'll give you this, but I don't think it's going to help you."
No. I didn't know it would help you. You have not officially answered the question, by the way.
It's, are you afraid of the dark?
Yeah, I ain't getting it. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I'm not shaving my beard. No.
Wow, I didn't take you for a man of no integrity.
I have no integrity. I have my handshake means jack nothing to you.
Wow.
Nope, I had to give you the last one. No,
You literally said it's not going to help you.
No.
Matt, you have to.
No.
You have to.
I don't want to.
You shouldn't.
I can do whatever I want.
You're a grown man.
I am a grown man. I can do whatever I
You
want.
don't make bets you
No.
won't. Wow.
No.
All right, man. We'll remember this.
Are you afraid of the dark is correct?
We'll remember this.
I'm sure you will. Also, because you think it's overrated, Bohemian Rhapsody was released this day, 1975 by Queen.
Wow.
You gonna crap on that too?
Wow.
No. And you can be the last one. It doesn't count.
You literally said, "I'll give you this." I don't even think it's going to help you.
I didn't think it was gonna. I thought you were going down a bad path. I was shocked by that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
wow.
it. That's it. Hey, go click the chat. Go see what they have to say about it.
Yeah, they got it. They said, "Are you
Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark?" It's a good call. Good call. Well, speaking of good calls, we need one for tonight. Thursday Night Football. Jets, Texans, Jets favored? Huh? 2-point home favorites tonight against the Texans. Let's head over to Action Network. We'll see what we got. The Jets are going to close as a favorite against the Texans. In a team's 9th game or later in a season, this will be just the 7th time since 1990 that a team with a win percentage below 500 in this situation is listed as a favorite. The 6 teams prior, 6-0 and 4-0-2 against the spread. But we know the Jets are not in a good spot right now. We start. Thursday home teams are just 41-54 against the spread since 2019, including 37-48 against the spread in Thursday night games. Teams playing at home in a night outside of the Sunday night football window are almost 20 games below 500. Last year, talking about the Texans, C.J. Stroud's 3rd game at night playing for the Houston Texans. He is 2-0 and 1-1 against the spread. He beat the Bears as 6.5-point favorites earlier, but didn't cover or beat the Colts in Indy last year in prime time. Houston will be without Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. Those represent 63% of the team's receiving yards and 45% of their targets.
Tank Dell season.
It might have to be it. It is.
For my fantasy team, I hope.
Yeah. Teams with a winning percentage 50-plus points higher than their opponent. So that was actually the stat earlier. When a team that is 50 points below their opponent's win percentage, and they're the favorite, those teams have covered insanely on this situation. In general, those teams are 19-27-1 against the spread since 2003, and they don't do so well covering on either of the primetime games as well. Aaron Rodgers in his 17 career games on a Thursday is 12-4-1 against the spread, and he is 10-4-1 against the spread on Thursday night. As a favorite in night games, he is just 3-3 though straight up since the playoff loss to the 49ers in 2022. This season, Rodgers is 2-6 against the spread. He's the least profitable quarterback in the NFL at this point. Let me see if I can pull anything else up for you quick. 70% of public money is on the Texans in this one. They really like the under. 2 top 10 defenses. It's set at 42.5. I kind of like that too. I actually like that probably more than anything. They like Stroud under 242.5. Stroud has struggled on the road this season. He tossed for just 86 yards in Green Bay 2 weeks ago and just had 191 against the Patriots in Foxborough the week before. New York sits in a top 10 defensive yards allowed and pass yards per pass. Their pass rush will limit Stroud and make things tough for him on Thursday Night Football. Texans coming in 4-1 straight up in their last 5, but they don't play the Jets well. Houston is just 2-7-1 against the spread their last 10 games against the Jets, and their last 6 games in New York playing the Jets, they've only covered 1 of those games. For the Jets, 0-5 their last 5. They've not covered in those. They're just 2-6 against the spread their last 8 games at home. 2, Houston. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not betting the Jets, so I'll
Can't
take
do
Houston.
it. Take Houston. Joe Mixon's running the ball great. First off, I love the under. I do love the under tonight. I will ride with you. I will take Houston plus the 2. So I will go with Houston on that for Thursday Night Football. All right, more on the Browns. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We get ready for a Football Friday coming up against the Chargers. I love that they named Jameis the starter for the rest of the season, so we'll have plenty of Browns coming up. Well done for the Cavs. Final thing, Ryan, our bracket finals are set.
Yes, they are.
What do we got?
Snickers and congratulations, your stupid Twix.
Nice! Didn't even need my vote. Nice! Took out Butterfingers, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Nice.
Reese's, Kit Kat, Snickers, Twix.
I'll go Twix. I'll vote for the dog in this. I'll go underdog here. I'll vote for some Twix. What about you?
I'll go Kit Kat.
Kit Kat is a very good one. You've been on Kit Kat the whole time. It has been. All right, great stuff. Do not forget, debut show today. Full court Cleveland. Boobie Gibson, Rafa, Sam Amico, It's our newest show, cover nothing but the Cavs. First one comes up tonight. You can follow on Twitter X at Big Play, Instagram, YouTube, or download the brand new Big Play app and get what you need to roll in there. Appreciate everybody joining us today. We're back tomorrow for a Football Friday edition and maybe a little special announcement for this weekend coming up.
Mustache.
No. Sorry. You're really going to be bothered by that. I did not think you were going to get that.
Okay.
I really did not think you were going to get it.
You shouldn't have made the bet.
I should not have made the bet.
What are you so scared of a mustache
It's
for?
not that I'm scared of it. It's
It's
just,
November anyway.
I thought about doing it for November. The only problem is when I do it myself, I always cut it uneven.
Just have your wife do it.
She don't. I don't know.
Have-
I'll tell you
have
what.
Matt
I'll
Jr.
ask.
do it.
I will tell you this. I will ask her when I get. We don't. So last year I had to cop out because we had family pictures.
Have
Remember
Matt,
that?
Have Matt Jr. do it.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be hilarious.
That would be pretty funny. If I just I'd give him the clippers. Just be like, stay away from my hair. You can do whatever you want because I'll just. You know what? I do like shaving. Like once a year, it just feels good to kind of have the clean cut. I don't know, man. I'll see what my wife says when I get home.
All right.
That's
All right.
going to have to be the deciding. I'll say, number one, it is November coming up. Number two, I did lose a bet to Ryan. If I don't, I will come up with a way to repay you.
Oh, there's no way to do that.
In some other form or fashion.
No, that doesn't work.
I'll cover your bet for the game tonight.
No.
You don't want it.
I don't want that.
You don't want that. You don't want that. That's fair enough. Well, we'll see how it goes. All right. We like Houston tonight. We'll see how it goes. Football Friday tomorrow. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you then. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.